Guys, we're not even a week removed from San Diego Comic-Con, and we still have a bunch of wrestling figure reveals today, including some SummerSlam Superstore exclusives. Stay tuned. San Diego Comic-Con was just last week, but here we are, less than a week away from it actually ending last Sunday, and we still have a bunch of new wrestling figure reveals, and I'm excited to talk about them. We got WWE, AEW, and even independent companies, and it is brought to you by my new book, The Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now at heelbooks.com. There is also a Mattel guide, which is a condensed version of just WWE Mattel, all of their releases with images of every released figure, available now at heelbooks.com. Go check that out and pick it up today because it is doing very, very well. Thank you to everybody who is supporting the new book. But we're going to start off with the reveals right here. Latuni coming back into the fold with some more releases. Another Antonio Inoki and Andre the Giant, this time in a two-pack. Antonio Inoki versus the Giant Machine. This is all the information we have so far, but it is going to be an 8-inch two-pack. I'm out on this, but I respect people that are totally in. Who knows? Maybe we will get an Andre the Giant Machine in the new Mattel LJN line. So we shall see. Also, KWK Kayfabe Heroes showed off some upcoming figures of Sam Adonis. This is his Club Kayfabe exclusive in the robe. This thing is going to be limited to only 100 figures made. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, his left arm does have a hole in the hand for him to hold his American flag. There it is without the entrance gear, the white pants. Very cool. This is obviously Corey Graves' brother. There's two other versions though. So this is his first ever release and he's getting 3 figures at once, including this gold pants variant right here, which looks pretty good. But my favorite, right there in the American red, white, and blue with the woman on the side of the pants. I feel like this just screams his gimmick. So this is the one that I would be after. Plus he has that punch arm, which is one of my favorite actions in the Hasbro line. So I love that they gave that to him. Not enough love for the punch arm. Also coming to KWK Kayfabe Club Kayfabe is none other than Laredo Kid. And as you can see, this is pretty much a scaled down version of his Legends of Lucha Libre premium figure, which was excellent. One of my favorite figures in the entire line. And they kind of brought all of that energy here in a jumper version figure. Great likeness on the head sculpt with the mask as well as the entrance gear. But my favorite part is they included hands that do that Laredo Kid hand sign, which is kind of a must in my opinion. There's the back of the cape. Looks very good with the gold. I feel like they got the perfect shade of gold on this, so can't wait to see this final version. Again, this is going to be limited to only 100 made, so it's super, super limited. But doesn't stop there because also getting a limited release is Samurai Del Sol. You may remember him in WWE as Kalisto, and he's going to come with a chest plate with a cape attached to it for his entrance gear. As you can see, he's in that Gorilla Press Slam pose, very similar to Hogan Series 1, except not as wide, which I think is pretty cool, a little bit narrower of the Gorilla Press Slam. On the back of his gear, you can see he's got Lucha on the back of his mask as well as the fur on the back of the cape. But without that on, that's what he looks like. 6-pack and pecs popping. Club Kayfabe limited to 100. Kalisto or Samurai Del Sol. But that's not it, because on the stream where they revealed these was Pat Tanaka, and he revealed the render for his upcoming figure, the Orient Express 2-pack KWK Kayfabe Heroes 2-pack. The first KWK Kayfabe 2-pack, and as you can see, he also has a hole in his left hand, which makes me think he's going to have the Japanese flag. Love the long hair. The likeness is there. He's also got that similar kind of like chop hand, barefoot. This one is actually a banger. I didn't see too many people complimenting or talking about this, and I don't think it made the rounds as it should have. Pat Tanaka getting his first retro style figure is pretty damn cool. But it doesn't stop there, because his partner Kato is also getting one right there, masked up. And if you don't know, Kato was actually played by Paul Diamond, which is Max Moon or Comic Kid. As you can see, he has the alternate left hand from Pat Tanaka, that kind of chop style hand, but also a punch arm on his right side. I think they did good with the mask, very simplified, as well as the gear with the boots. I'm down for this. I cannot wait for this 2-pack. But also, they showed off the upcoming lineups for their Club Kayfabe figures, and that's going to be obviously Samurai Del Sol, Sam Adonis, and Laredo Kid that we already talked about. But there's 5 others that they didn't show renders for, which is Grand Metalik, Lince Dorado, Super Delphine, Reno Riggins, and Mario Mancini. These will all assumingly be about limited to 100, which is pretty cool to have super limited figures coming from KWK. They also revealed that they have signed Jameson, and they're asking fans to vote if Jameson should be in the regular Kayfabe Heroes line or in Club Kayfabe Super Limited, but pricier. So we shall see what people vote for. I would love to see him get a full release. Jameson has never had a figure, and I think he could definitely fit in with the original Hasbros. Continuing from there, though, we have carded samples of Barry Harwitz. These just came out yesterday. Here is the standard version on the blue card with the blue suspenders, blue knee pads, blue and black boots. This is what I would consider to be like the definitive Barry Harwitz for me, but also there is going to be a suspenderless one in blue trunks with the Star David. Very good likeness on the head sculpt. I love that he has that Mr. Perfect action. This is the red card variant. And then there's the yellow card in the green trunks and green suspenders. As you can see, the suspenders on both have glitter and everything like that to make it as authentic as possible. Finishing off with the 5 hands, right? The pat on the back on the gear, which is pretty cool. I don't really remember him in this gear, but I do think it's pretty toyetic and it works for a figure with his gimmick. We also saw some concept art from Title Run Toys. Now, I don't know if Harley Race is still under a Legends contract or if they're allowing guys to do things outside of the Legends contract, but here we have concept art of him getting a Title Run Toys retro figure, and honestly, I think the drawing looks great. It appears he's going to be on that very Hacksaw Jim Duggan Series 2 body mold. He's got all of his tattoos. I love it. But that's not it, because there's going to be a bloody variant. And I remember when Major did the bloody variant Harley Race, I said, like, this is how I remember him, because my dad's showing me bloody matches of his. And I had quite a few people DM me and comments saying that they don't remember Harley Race ever bleeding, which kind of blows my mind, because if you just Google Harley Race, you will find a ton of bloody pictures of him. And when the man bled, he didn't just bleed a little. He made sure he was getting that crimson mask. So I think this is very fitting to have a bloody variant of Harley Race. Also, our friends over at the Golden Era of Wrestling and the Nerd Closet showed off their upcoming Matt Maniacs Hacksaw Jim Duggan, which is going to come with 2 accessories, an American flag he can hold in his right hand, and a 2x4 he can hold in his left. I think it looks great. The likeness is there, that cartoon vibe. I dig it. However, I do think that he deserves a bigger 2x4. If you have to cut the flag, by all means do it, because we all remember Hacksaw for his 2x4 before we remember him with the flag. That is just a definitive part of his whole gimmick. So it needs to be a little bit more authentic. Extend that 2x4, and I think we'll be there with a home run, guys. Also, Grapplers and Gimmicks, Mitch showed off No Sleep Till Brooklyn, so we can assume that Brooklyn Brawler is getting a Grapplers and Gimmicks figure, and I am hoping this thing is going to be a banger. Obviously, Kim Chi is going to get one, so we kind of assumed that the Brooklyn Brawler would. However, I would love to see Abe Knuckleball Schwartz get a retro figure, so hopefully, Mitch, we can make that happen, but what I see here looks very, very good. Can't wait to see the front. He also showed off some samples, factory samples, of the upcoming Rick the Model Martell and Tito Santana. Nice little changes to him. As you can see, Tito on the back of his trunks has the sombrero with Tito, and Rick Martell has the Canadian flag, maple leaf on the back. I think they look great. I wish that Rick Martell was just a little bit tanner, but I like that they have different skin tones. I like the head sculpts on each. Very well done. He also showed off the upcoming Reggium series, Godwins, and I love them. I love them. I spoke with Mitch, and he still has quite a few things that he wants to change about them. He's very critical of his own stuff, but I mean, look at Henry O. He's got a John Deere hat. Now, it doesn't have the John Deere logo, obviously, but he's got the shape out for the actual patch. He comes with the slot bucket, which fits beautifully in his hand. Then we have over here Phineas, who has the horseshoe chain as well as a backwards hat. Now, listen, hats never fit perfectly like they do on a real person. You have to expect that unless you taper the head. And honestly, we don't want that with a wrestling figure because we take these off if we're going to pose them and play with them. So I get what he's doing here. I think they look excellent. My favorite part is the silver wrist tape on Phineas Godwinn. A couple people were kind of bashing it. I don't think they remember that Phineas used to wrap his wrists in duct tape. So that's why they're silver. And honestly, I think it looks very, very good. I like the molded elbow pad. I cannot wait for these. These are going to be a 2-pack. So stay tuned for more on the Reggium GODWINNS. Also, Zombie Sailor Toys revealed that at Wrestle Con Newark, I will be there tomorrow, Saturday, August 2nd. That all weekend, Friday and Saturday, Roadkill will be there with him, and he will be selling the upcoming Roadkill figure, which is awesome. Comes with a removable hat. I will be picking one up. Cannot wait for this. So very, very cool stuff here. And then over at Pro Wrestling Crate, they revealed that Masks and Paint 8 is the upcoming crate, which is going to have Dustin Rhodes, Danhausen, Jushin Thunder Liger. We have Sting and Vampiro. I'm assuming that Vampiro is going to be the Micro Brawler. So that's why we're talking about this. And if you're down to sign up, go to tinyurl.com/crateheal and help support the channel. Chris Van Vliet, a man who's already got some figures, is now getting Micro Brawlers that he is going to be selling at his shows. 2 versions, the standard edition in the Grateful shirt and the Chase variant in the Insight shirt, which I think is pretty cool. That Back to the Future style shirt looks just like him. As simplified as they did that head sculpt, they nailed his eyes, which is a huge component of his look. So very well done for Chris here. And then we got in our recent Pro Wrestling Crate, which had this Paul Walter Hauser Micro Brawler. So this is his second wrestling figure, but it doesn't stop there because, as usual, there is a limited to 250 Chase in the red, which means that he now has 3 wrestling figures. Pretty cool for Paul Walter Hauser as a wrestling fan and part of the MLW roster. But the next upcoming AEW crate is going to have Harley Cameron, which is pretty cool. She's doing that claw face, like that cat claw face. She's got the red and black gear. I dig it, but the chase is so much better. Check that out with the cat painted face paint. Looks awesome. The 2-tone hair, I think they did an excellent job with her upcoming Micro Brawler. Both of them, but the chase variant is a stunner. Then, Jazwares revealed that the San Diego Comic-Con Swerve the Realist AEW Unrivaled figure is going to be available on JazwaresVault.com, and it is available now for order. However, there are some differences. This is not limited to 1,000. This is not the San Diego Comic-Con version. It is different, okay? The figure itself is the same, but the packaging is different. As you can see, it says Jazwares Vault Edition. So they clearly only produced 1,000 in the San Diego Comic-Con box. This box is different. As you can see, the front design is a little bit different, has the claw marks instead, does not have the 1 of 1,000 printed on there or the SDCC logo. And when you take the slipcover off, it's also very different. The San Diego Comic-Con has that Wakanda style cutout. This is really just a jagged rectangle cutout for Swerve. So I like how they're differentiating it. So if you want to be a completist, you need both. I picked up one of these. They were $40, but you can use code newbie15 to save 15%. So as long as you've never made a purchase before, you can always sign up with a new account and just type in newbie15. That's NEWBIE 15. Now, Big Shot showed off the Superstore exclusives for SummerSlam. There's going to be 2 John Cena Big Shot buddies. And here we have The Last Time Is Now SummerSlam John Cena Farewell Tour. I am very tempted to get this because I will be going up there for the Superstore. I love that it has the New Jersey logo on it. It's kind of killing me. I really do think I want to grab one of these. The green pops, very Philadelphia Eagles-esque, but There's also going to be this one, a red, white, and blue. Last time is now SummerSlam 2025 John Cena. I don't know which one I like better. So I think I'm going to base it off of how I feel in person. But pretty cool. These are going to be limited to only the SummerSlam Superstore. So they're probably going to sell out, to be honest with you. We also saw that on MattelCreations.com, their calendar now says August 28th, a Thursday, is going to have a new drop at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is presumably going to be the upcoming Retro 4-pack with Bobby the Brain Heenan, Harley Race, Ultimate Warrior, and I'm trying to remember who the fourth one is. It's slipping my mind right now. But those are going to be dropping August 28th. And last but not least, we saw this as well, the final packaging of the WrestleMania 42 John Cena. We did not show this last week because it came out after our final reveal video, but this is what the packaging is going to look like. I dig it. I love that very old school WrestleMania vibe to it. Plus, this John Cena is just excellent. Excellent. So, hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at FigHeel. Twitter is at TheFigHeel. Pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now on Amazon.com, or simply go to HeelBooks.com. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you for joining. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE, Mattel, AEW, Jazwares, and everything in between? Then you need FigHeel's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With figure photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at HeelBooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeel. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeel. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHeal.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.